Well, it's a great day to be an Eagle. Just unbelievable opportunity to be here, and it's also unbelievable to just be here and inside the Jack and Ruth Ann Hill Convocation Center, and to have everybody here in Eagle Nation be a part. Just really, really special for me, my family, and most importantly, this university and this athletic department and all of Eagle Nation. So, with that, I'll open it up with any questions. Well, first of all, Amy, thanks for the question. You know, because been here for the last 4.5 years, right, and being a part of everything, I want to continue the momentum. We've had unbelievable success over the last 4.5 years in all the different factors of college athletics, and want to continue to drive that momentum, not miss a beat, and really, and I said it earlier, but be very people-centric. I'm a firm believer, and because of maybe my marketing background and external background of understanding how important brands are huge, and Georgia Southern logo is way bigger than us, and will be bigger than us. But the people behind the logo drive it. And that's in any company, that's in any university, that's in anything. And so really, really big on the people piece, big with our student athletes being at the forefront, at the epicenter, and then making sure our coaches, our staff, and all of Eagle Nation feels like we're all on one page together to support them. And then keeping the alignment with the institution as a whole is kind of, and I said it earlier, but the secret sauce. And everyone talked about culture and talked about all these different words. But to me, I feel like a high level of elite communication and good connectivity is really key for the alignment piece, and we have it. So we just need to keep it going. Thank you. Well, Whitney, first of all, appreciate the question. You know, Jared and I think people know the relationship that we have, but there's a lot of the relationship that you don't see behind the scenes of not only the genuine care for each other and our families, but also the transparency and trust we have, which is huge. And he gave a huge runway for me to be able to have a lot of latitude and longitude to grow, and but not only to be a part of all the decisions. So has it hit me yet? I think just now it did, about 30 minutes ago, just because that moment's just really, really cool. And, I don't want to say I've worked my entire life for it, because I'm a big believer in trusting God's plan and the journey. And so I really just want to wake up every day and work hard for what I'm about and what my parents instilled in me. And then from there, I want to make sure to take care of people. And the opportunity when it arose, and it was something that, I don't ever want to lie. I mean, it's something we've discussed behind the scenes about, hey, if this ever happened. But I'll tell you, I never wanted to manufacture it. Jared's timeline was Jared's timeline. So whenever Jared, if that ever happened, and here we are, and I'm so excited about his opportunity that he has, and I'm naturally excited about mine. But know this, I mean, we're friends for life, and we're family for life. So, but I'm now thrilled and fired up, and Whitney, to fully put a wrap on it, it has now hit me officially. Yeah, that's a great question. I'll tell you this, and you kind of heard some of the people that spoke before me. I feel like this has been an interview every day. I didn't have a sit-down interview with everyone, because I've been around Dr. Murrow for 4.5 years. I've been around our board for 4.5 years. I've been around our coaches, our staff, our student athletes for 4.5 years. And I just came to work in the moment that was that, which was my role at that moment. Never tried to take anything other than Jared's our athletic director at that moment, and I had my role. I was the deputy athletic director when I got here. I promoted chief operating officer, and that was the key thing, was to earn every moment. And I'm a big believer in try not to manufacture success, but be who you are and be you every single day. And so when Dr. Murrow, I will say, when Dr. Murrow called me and said, I'd like to officially, because he was out traveling for some university-type business. When he called me and said, hey, Chris, I'd like to officially offer you the opportunity to be our director of athletics, I mean, that was real, and it was a really cool moment. I was actually standing inside Allen E. Paulson Stadium, how fitting, that he called me and I just happened to be standing there in Allen E. Paulson Stadium. So feel honored and blessed, man. Just really honored and blessed.
I know you're happy to get the role, but what has followed since it was announced? I'm sure hundreds of texting calls, all of the things that people have said today, and I'm sure so many more. What is that to have that support from literally every facet of your life?
Well, first of all, I appreciate the question. I'll tell you, I saw some people that when I got out of the car that I wasn't planning to see, because they drove from a pretty far distance and from other schools that I worked at previously. That's that got me a little bit right out of the car. And then the amount of text messages, I worked a lot Wednesday night and Thursday night when things started to kind of break and everything because, I'm a man of my word, and I wanted to individually respond to each person because they're part of my fabric and my DNA and what the journey is to get to this point. And I'm not done growing. Like, I'll sit here and tell y'all right now, like, I am not done growing. I think people that forget about that just because they get to the role, that's why I said, like, I'm going to be the same me. It's gotten me to where I am today because I believe in being who you are and being called, but you always have to be able to know that you're in a growth mindset and being willing to assess and adjust. So I think that's where you keep the vulnerability and keep the ego out of the way and stay about who you are. But to get, I don't know, 1,400 text messages over a 48-hour period and to respond to every single one of them, I slept a lot better last night because which is a good thing, because I wasn't getting much sleep Wednesday night and Thursday night because I wanted to go into the weekend when we traveled down to Mobile focused on Georgia Southern football like I have in the past. And that was really important to me because it is, at the end of the day, about our student athletes and coaches. So I wanted to be really focused on that. And I texted and called Jared. I actually texted Jared first, and I called him from the sidelines at Mobile pregame because it was weird. I mean, him and I have been every single game together since we've got here, every single game. And it was weird not to have that conversation before the game, but I'm so fired up for him and naturally definitely excited about all the conversations I had with a lot of people.
How fitting is it that this is a venue that he helped spearhead? You were very involved in this project. There's a lot of bare walls that now you, in your first day as athletic director, get to take that baton, fill the walls, fill the seats, and run with what was already established.
Yes, I mean, Jared and I did this thing, I guess now did this thing together. Well, just for the record, November 15th is day one, right now. But Jared and I, we got a chance, and this project was, we were in a lot of meetings. We were on the steer committee for this project, and so it was really cool. We were originally going to I think they were originally going to do it somewhere else, and they flipped it to here, and I was fired up just because, I got a chance to know a lot about this, almost everything about this project, working with our incredible facilities team on campus, and to stand here and be able to do a press conference and be a part of everyone that was here and talk about it, my gosh, like, super cool. And it's really neat because there's a lot of neat things that we're about to share in this building, from tons of wins on this court to opportunities to see a bunch of Georgia Southern students earn degrees. And we have plans for this building as well to make this a community building in Statesboro and Bullitt County. Like I said, it's the biggest arena between Macon and Savannah. So we have plans to do other things in this building, and so we're excited about it.
November 15th is your first day. Is there I know it's election season, is there like on day one, I want to get this done? Is there a day one goal for you?
That's a great question. On day one for me, I think it's just come in here and make sure and stabilize, because I've been called by numerous ADs in the country that are friends, and they said, one piece of advice they said is, Chris, some people may look at you a little bit differently. Everything of the words that come out of your mouth, may mean a little bit different. And I want to make sure to tell everyone, because I've been around everyone here, and I want to make sure to settle everybody to make sure to know that, yes, I understand the importance of this role, and I understand that it carries more weight. But at the same token, like, I am going to be me, and I also want everyone to know, like, we're going to keep this thing going forward. We don't need to. I've been a part of all these decisions with Jared, so we don't need to just change things just because we need to put some spin on it because that's what Jared did. Like, to me, that's a lack of confidence. Like, I believe that there's things that we can continue to. We're not done yet. And so like I said earlier, we're not done yet. So we need to evolve. We need to continue to assess and adjust. We need to make sure that our winning mentality. Like I love to talk about winning. I'm a competitive person, extremely competitive, right? And because I'm competitive, like I want to make sure our student athletes are put in a position to win. And I want to make sure our student athletes feel supported. And I want Eagle Nation to know that that's a very important thing for all of us, is to look at a winning mentality. But that's not just on the court or on the field or in the pool or that's in the classroom. And that's also making sure that we champion them to be ready for life. That's why I said, when Jared called me when I was at Auburn, the reason that was so exciting to come here was because this logo has traditions. This logo has a brand. And that's really neat. And you can dive deeper into those traditions, dive deeper into the Eagle Nation, and make sure that we're able to make that impact. And that to me is why this is such a I feel like, and Randy and I talk about it. Like I meant every word I said. Like this feels like home, because we've been able to pour ourselves in this community, and this community has wrapped their arms around Randy, myself, Colt, Harper, and Tatum for 4.5 years. And so it's easy to be able to think about how we can impact not only this institution, but our athletic department, student athletes, coaches, and staff, as well as our community.
Thank you, Chris. We're going to bring Dr. Marrero over here.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Hail Southern.